It's a well-known fact that if you exchange money at an airport, you're going to get an awful rate. That's true. In the distance I can see one of the major landmarks. Will kind of help me guide me in directions in the next few hours. Well, Marrakesh, here I am. It's taken me 12 lovely years to get back here. Even though I've never been to Marrakesh myself, I've only been to Tangier. But €3 bus from the airport, not too bad. It only costs 5 dirham to take a bus anywhere within Marrakesh. So, I'm gonna go walk to the Jewish quarter, which will probably take me 23 minutes, as long as I sway past all these cars. So, I'm on the right road, heading in towards the Jewish quarter. It's gonna take me a bit of a walk to get there, but you know, I'm saving the money. So as long as I can negotiate these streets in Marrakesh, I can get hit. You have travel insurance, but if you get hit by a car, and even if you're insured, you bloody well have to pay out of pocket in these countries. So, just always best is to stay on the right side of the road. So, I've just been enjoying some Moroccan donuts, which I tried making for Hanukkah. And bingo! Synagogue 49-2, Lazima, Metalhead, de Francisco. Wow! So I'm inside the historic Slat Al Azama Synagogue, 10 dirhams to enter, euro. But man, this is so beautiful. And as we see up here, we've got the candles to remember those members of the synagogue who passed away. And when it's the anniversary, these candles tend to light up. We have prayer materials, we have talit, tefillin bags, more bags and all. So when I'm attending shul in London, the rabbi conducts a service from here, the ark, the beam, and so this is a really wonderful place, a really lovely place. I cannot believe I'm here. Showing you a photographic gallery of history of Jewish Marrakesh. Jews at the gates of Marrakesh, 1919. A street in Mellah in the Jewish quarter. The 3 patriarchs, like the last 3 kings of Morocco. These are all the rabbis who have served here over time. But you haven't seen a Moroccan wedding tradition during wedding by Rabbi Majid of 1957. See, the Jews came from Spain, the Sephardic Jews. They came to Morocco and they were welcomed by the king, and so they settled here after the Spanish Inquisition. And we've got the study room. From Aleph to Tav, Hebrew alphabet. The Beth Mirash of Marrakesh. Wow, look at this Star of David. It's a menorah, because it was recently Hanukkah, so it's got a fresh wax. Looks like the Beth Din of Marrakesh. Bien Misha Dorit Mamba. Some photographies. We've been Meshana for the Fair the Great Festival. It's not really Moroccan, this is like Beni Mesha, the lost tribe. Oh yes, I've heard about these. This is in northeast India, like not far from the Myanmar border. A lost tribe of Israel. A lot of them have actually came to Israel in the current times. Sages studying Torah, 1920. The Jews of Marrakesh, Rabbi Shlomo Betanati. See, after the independence of Israel, a lot of Moroccan Jews left in about like 1950. And even actually the king gave each of them a certain amount of money to leave. They weren't kicked out, they just went on their own free will. So we're talking about this cycle of Morocco and its history, like the current king, how they established ties with the state of Israel, direct flights, and all these famous people of Moroccan Jewish background. David Elmer, comedian, I think he lives in Canada. These are all very interesting historic parts. Even Morocco was the first country to ever recognize the independence of the United States. There's a original US embassy in Tangier, which I've never seen, but I've gone past this before. Jewish traditions of the mountains. When they lived in the Atlas Mountains, 250 Jewish settlements next to Amir's village, and sometimes neighbors with Emirs. These were like traditions. Actually, the language some Moroccan Jews spoke was Arabic Judea. Something beyond the lines of that. We have a lovely Torah right here. And the end of the Torah cycle, it's when we celebrate Shimkat Torah. And on that day last year, that's when those horrible events happened in Israel, as Israel was invaded from Gaza. So Moroccan Jews didn't just leave for Israel. They went to France, they went to Canada, they went to the United States. They even went as far as Brazil, even by sailing down the Amazon rivers into Peru. But both the Sephardic and Ashkenazi Jews have lived in Morocco. During both world wars, there were many Jewish refugees who came to Morocco for safety. Right here we've got the shofar, we've got the Hanukkah candles you light, which you actually hang on the door. That's tradition, tefillin and tefillin bags. Torah. And this section is the piety traditions of Moroccan Jews, of the music. Violin. Wow, oh look, a bow and a harp. So in traditional synagogues, men and women sit separately in the Orthodox way. So this is where the ladies would sit. So they'd sit up here while all the men would sit down there. In Reformed synagogues, like the one I go to in London, men and women sit together. A bit of information here for you. Built in 1492, following the expulsion of Jews from Spain by Queen Elizabeth and King Fernandez. So this area is called the Mellah, where they used to live. And that's a map of the Mellah de Marrakesh, and there is a cemetery nearby where we're going to visit right now. This is the Mellah of the Jewish quarter of Marrakesh. The cemetery is straight forth. There are so many different synagogues located in this area, but the main one is the big attraction, and it's the one that still works and is operational these days. Yeah, so it's in Hebrew and French. So if you're fluent in those languages, it basically just tells you about the history. But look, that's the Hebrew year, and that's the 1537. So the first burial seems to be happened in 1557. Awake and sing for you, dwell in the dust, for the joy of your light. Oh my god. And I like the way how they bury people here. It's not just a simple flat grave, but look, it's in the shape of triangles and molds. The graves don't really tend to show some names here, but it just goes to show that there is a human buried here in a traditional way. I believe there is a rabbi buried in here and a saint in this area, but this is how they bury their people. They always tend to bury them in the ground and then put a triangle shape. Like I've seen this in photographs in Kerala, in Cochin, in Jewish cemeteries there, and even in Malaysia. I paid €1 to get in, good value. So we see some Hebrew writing, which normally Jewish gravestones don't always tend to show the exact Gregorian calendar year the person died. They always tend to traditionally stick to the Hebrew years. You can see, got my kippah on to honor my Ashkenazi roots. So I'm safe here, you know. I'm safe wearing a kippah in this part of Marrakesh. Got some Rabbi Shalom ben Kamsot, and this is Rabbi Moshe Ponto. We have some prayer books. It's all a bit damaged here, but it's a bit unfortunate. Oh, it's actually, pardon me, this is, we actually go from back to front with our books. From the state of Israel, wow. Now we've got some current and modern graves of people who are buried here. Jean Robert Resnick. Sounds like he's a French Jewish man who came here, died recent times, and yeah, Harush. It mostly makes it. I'd say Ashkenazi, I believe. Yeah, somebody's have to be Ashkenazi. I do know that there are a few Russian Jews who are buried here. The groundskeeper did tell me about it. So, this is from 50 years ago. Zamir Atta le 12/1/1971. Alagde 60 years. 1966. And so for anybody who doesn't know why we leave stones on Jewish graves, it's that it lasts longer than flowers. Because you see, flowers, they die out. If we leave a stone, it's there forever. The nice groundsman asked if I was from Israel. But no, Angleterre. That's how you say England and France. Because you gotta remember, Moroccans are bilingual. They know French and Arabic. And some people are learning English. I live with a lovely Moroccan lady in London. And she's from Rabat, and I bet she's quite jealous that I'm actually here right now. Salomon Suasana. I think it's definitely Sephardic. But here, I believe there's a major person. The president of the Jewish community of Marrakesh is actually buried here within this site. Henry Kadosh, president of the community of Israel at Marrakesh, died the 23rd of August 1992. And here we have a bit of history about his life. And some, you can light a candle here, that'll burn for a day. Like how the way this man has decided to have a fence. Really want some privacy. But also, that grave right there, Jack Spinisti, president of the community Israel de Marrakesh. Right. I guess the presidents of the Jewish community like to be buried here, close by. Jack Benitzi. And there's another memorial to a famous person buried here. I'm not too sure who it is. If I have a closer look, maybe I will learn something. So I'm going to avoid the Medina of Marrakesh because, it's a bit too crazy. I know it's crowded and, it's a maze. You don't want to get stuck in Medina and have some guy take you there and have to pay money. So literally, I know where to go because things are different compared to the last time I came here. Last time I came here, there was no maps I had. I had to pay idiots to show me around town, which is ridiculous. So, just walking for a bit long, and I'm going to probably get some lunch at the train station, maybe McDonald's. I know that sounds ridiculous. I should eat a tagine. I was warned by a friend that you could get food poisoning because two of his friends had really bad tagines many years ago, but that just all depends on where you go and what the food is. You always make sure it's piping hot. And always remember, diarrhea tablets. It's a must. Sometimes you do really need a sim when you're traveling, because without a local sim, you rely on Wi-Fi. And heck, there's going to be Wi-Fi in a park like this. So what I'm doing is I'm walking to find a bus stop that I know that will take me to Gare Marrakesh, the train station. That's how you say train station in French. So jump on a train the next few hours get me off in Casablanca. Already got a room for the night booked. Plan tomorrow, go to shul, morning prayer, and then get out of Casablanca. See a bit of Rabat, get out of Rabat, end up in Fez. Simple. These are the three languages in Morocco: Arabic, Berber, and French. French is in Latin. Berber's got really weird writing, it's like plus and minuses and all that. But it's an interesting culture found all over North Africa. Look at that. There's a Church of Holy Martyrs and a mosque side by side. How beautiful is it? Shame I'm not sticking around long in Marrakesh, but there's other mosques, synagogues and churches to go visit all over Morocco. I'll come back to Marrakesh, another time. But what I really want to do is travel overland from Morocco all the way to Ghana without flying. I'm hoping I can do this year. I pray to God that I stay on my job, I pay my rent on time, I get a new place, I save some money, and it won't be too much of a problem because I'll be able to carry a ton of medicine with me. So, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to fly to Agadir because that's the closest big city towards Mauritania. I got some ghosts to deal with in Senegal from 2 years ago. It's like how I'm dealing with ghosts from the past Tangier. All these idiot people who are just scamming me, bothering me, hassling me all over Tangier, not taking no for an answer. But you come back 12 years later, things have changed. Nobody is hassling me in Marrakesh. Maybe these people will hassle me all over other parts of Morocco, but it's not like they're going to force themselves upon me to go with them on bloody tours. Morocco has an amazing train line. It goes all the way from Tangier to Marrakesh. After Marrakesh, you want to get to places like Agadir and the southern parts of the Sahara Moroccan, you got to take buses, which is fair enough. These trains are quite nice. You can get from Marrakesh overnight to Tangier for maybe 8 hours during the day. Get between Rabat and Casablanca in half an hour. We'll probably get to Fez from Rabat maybe in 2-ish hours. So it's going to take me 2.5 hours to get to Casablanca today. So it's good timing. But when I compared the accommodation to Marrakesh and to Casablanca, I couldn't really find anything cheaper. Oh, you shaggy cat, I think you are pregnant. Oh yeah, she looked pregnant. She need a good meal. Just got myself a ticket to Casablanca, so I'm out of here. See you later, Marrakesh. Just gotta make sure I get on this train. Got myself on board the train last minute. 146 dirhams, like 14 pounds for a 2-hour train trip. So more worth the money. And I think it's much faster than the buses. So I'll be pulling into Cassaville because there's too many stations in Casablanca. There's Cassaport, Cassaville. Got a bit of a walk to my hostel tonight. But tomorrow, first thing, get up early, go to shul, pray, go to Rabat. Yeah.